Namaste Sarvebhyah. So, are you able to see the slides? Okay. Ajjatana Panchangam. Charvari Nama Samvatsare Dakshinayane Hemantartau Margashirsha Mase Shukla Pakshe, it should be. Shukla Pakshe Shashtihi Tithi. Till 4:22 a.m. tomorrow morning. Shiravasaraha, like always, Saturday. Shinivasaraha. Dhanishta Nakshatram till 9:10 a.m. followed by Shatabhisha. Vajra Yoga till almost 1:33 a.m. followed by Siddhi Yoga. Paulava Karanam till 3:57 p.m. almost 4 p.m. followed by Paitila Karanam till 4:22 a.m. then Gara Yoga, Gara Karanam. So that is our Panchangam for today. Sushachate Sudinanchate Sarvebhyah. So we did fifth sarga last, we completed fifth sarga. We started with the first shloka of the Shashtaha sarga. We will read it again one more time. Tasyam Puryam Ayodhyayam.
Tasyam Paryam Ayodhyayam.
Puryam.
Tasyam Puryam Ayodhyayam.
Veda Vitsarva Sangraha.
Veda Vitsarva Sangraha.
Dirghadarshi Mahatejah.
Dirghadarshi Mahatejah.
Paurajanapada Priyah.
Paurajanapada Priyah.
I picked the Govind Rajiya's Kilaka Bhashyam. So there it says, Evam Bhagavad Avatara Yogya Desho Darshitaha. That means so far, in the fifth sarga, Bhagavad Avatara Yogya Deshaha. A location, a place which is eligible to host Bhagavan's Avatara as Sri Rama was described. Darshitaha was, demonstrated or was presented. Atha tad yogyam purusham darshayati. Now desha is over. In that desha, who is going to be that eligible person who can father him, who can be his father, who can bring him into this world. So atha tad yogyam purusham darshayati. Sarge shashte tasyam ityadi shloka chatushtayam ekanvayam. So he says the first four shlokas is actually going to be one sentence, but we'll still do shloka by shloka. Ekanvayam chatushtayam, shloka chatushtayam ekanvayam. Dasharathaha tasya vasan means living there. San jagat tapalayat. So that is the first part of the sentence for the next four shlokas. Jagat apalayat. Saha kidrishaha. What kind of a person was he? And that is what is being described in the next four shlokas. It says, Vedam Vedartham Veti iti Vedavit. Vedam Veda Artham cha Veti. Veti is knows. Iti Vedavit. Sangrinhati. Sangrinhati means Sangraha. Means what? Sangrinhati. Dhana Pradhanadina Svikaroti. Iti Sangraha. So he collects. That means he is ruling the state as a tax treasury trustee, which means treasury will be filled by contributions from everybody. And we discussed last time also that tax is a wrong word in our old or in our Vedic or Bharatiya style of Rajaniti, let's call it, not politics. Yeah, political administration, where it is called contribution. Everybody is supposed to contribute to the state so that all the requirements can be met by that head of the state. So because tax nowadays will sound as a different thing, right? So just a minute. Tax will sound slightly, you are being taxed versus you are contributing. Just as we say even in Shakha, right? We don't say it is dana, we say it is samarpana. Gurudakshina samarpana. So it is an offering, it is a submission that we do. Pachabyach, so that is a sutram, pachabyach. Sarvesham Shuranam vidusham cha sangraha sarvasangraha. So it is not only of people, but all talents. Vidusha, all intelligent intellectuals, stalwarts. Sarvesham Shuranam, Shuraha, valiant people and stalwarts. So intellectually stalwarts, physically stalwarts in all aspects. Sarvesham Sangraha, Sarva Sangraha. Dirghadarshi, we talked about it. Far-sighted, long visionary. Meaning, long visionary means far-sighted. And Drashtum Shilam Asya Ati Iti Tatha. Tatshilye Niniha. So that is another sutram there. Mahatejaha, Mahapratapaha, Tejaha. So Mahapratapaha, Tejaha, Mahatejaha. Parakrame, Prane. Okay, that is another sutram. Ratnamala. It is quoting various synonyms from that kosha called Ratnamala. So we talked about this also last time. Pure Bhavaha Janaha. Pauraha. Janapade Bhava Janaha Janapadaha Te Priya Yasya Satatha. So of whose he is a Priya, he is a Paura Janapada Priya. So that was the first shloka we did last time. We just read the second shloka last time. Now we'll continue from there. Ikshvaku Tiratho
Ikshvakurnamatirato
Yajva Dharmarato Vashi
Yajva Dharmarato Vashi
Maharshikalpo Rajarshihi
Maharshikalpo Rajashihi
Trishu Lokeshu Visrutaha.
Trishu Lokeshu Vishrutaha.
I'll correct my pronunciation. Trishu Lokeshu Vishrutaha.
Trishu Lokeshu Vishrutaha.
Because it is Vishru, is a two consonants there. It's a Samyuktaksharam and not a single consonant with a vowel Vishru. It is not like that. It is Vishru. Okay. Atirathaha. So Dasha Sahasra Maharathaihi Asahayena Yuddhakarta. That is the definition of Atiratha. Dasha Sahasra Maharathaihi. With about 10,000 Maharathis, one Asahayena, like a one-man show, who is able to fight, is called Atiratha. Yajva, Yathavidi Yagakari. As per the principles, or as per the manual, one who does yaga is called Yajva. Ikshvakunam Dharmarataha Ikshvaku Chitas Chi Ikshvaku Chi it's a typo there. Ikshvaku Chitasatya Pratigna Chitasatya Pratignatvadi Dharma Vishishtaha. So Ikshvakunam, when they say of not just the people of Ikshvaku dynasty, but what they are saying is of Chit Satya Pratignatvam Ityadi Dharma Vishishtaha, of such great people of Ikshvaku dynasty who have these great qualities of Chit Satya Pratignata Dharma Vishishtaha, of such great people, such a coming out of such a lineage. Nitya Sapekshatva Samasaha. Okay, so that is a sutram, Vyakarana sutram. Vashi Swatantraha. So Vashi means two things also. One who is under somebody else's Vasha. One who takes everyone under his Vasha. Either ways, based on which samasa you interpret it as, it can have that meaning. So here he is presented here as a Swatantraha. That means he is the he has everyone under his Vasha. So Vashi Maharshin Kalpayati Samagri Sampadakatva Vignadhamsaka Vadina. So Maharshi Kalpaha, in the last time when we read Shiromani, it was slightly different meaning. Maharshi Kalpaha, it said Maharshi Tulyaha, they said. But here Govindaraja Bhashyam is giving slightly different meaning. Maharshin Kalpayati. one who is enabling Maharshis. A beautiful definition. Kalpana is designing, right? Kalpana is essentially imagination, whatever, but you're able to design. That means you're able to provide for, you're able to take care of Maharshis, so that more and more Maharshis are produced, and you have more ashramas, more Maharshis are doing researches, and they are able to produce. So Maharshin Kalpayati, how do you enable? See, when you give funds, sufficient funds to universities, then you have more research, more professors, etc. Right? Likewise, here also you have to produce that. You have to, you have to fund those resources. So Maharshin Kalpayati Samagri Sampadakatva Vigna Vidvamsakatvadina. So he provides all samagris. That means all the resources required for the Maharshis to run their ashramas, to run their daily yaga, homa, etc., kriyas. And samagri sampadakatvam. He provides, he offers all of that samagris. And vigna vidvamsakaditma, vigna vidvamsakatvadina. So vigna, when they do yajnas, as we know, tongue twister for me to write, vigna vidvamsakatvadina. Okay, vigna vidvamsakatvadina. Good. So oftentimes we see, right, I mean, when there are people who want to do good things, there are always evil forces who want to destroy them. This has been there forever. Cycle of yuga after yuga, it continues. The intensity might vary, the number might vary, but that continues. That evil forces want, out of envy of the noble values and noble pursuits of good people, they always want to destroy it. So Rakshasas were there. As demonstrated to us, they bring that blood and throw and all, right? But essentially what it means is they are destructing. They are destructive. They are trying to block or stop or avoid the Rishi pursuits, Maharshi pursuits. So of such vignas, vigna is, a blockage or an obstruction. Of such vignas, vidvamsakatvam. So of those evil forces who are attempting to destroy them, Dasharatha is able to provide vidvamsakatvam. He is able to destroy such obstructive forces, such eradicative forces, such radical forces. So that is what is Maharshi Kalpaha. And also, how is it Maharshi Kalpaha? Yagadi samarthan karoti iti Maharshi Kalpaha. So not only is he stopping, not only is he providing, but he is also in support of them. Samarthanam karoti. Samarthan karoti iti. Yagadi samarthan karoti iti Maharshi Kalpaha. So that is the definition of Maharshi Kalpaha. Rajarshihi, Rajacha asau Rishischa iti Karmadhare Samasah is saying, okay, Rajarshihi means, you can take it as two definitions. Rishi of a Raja or Raja of Rishi. That is one Samasa Vigrahavakyam you can take. The other one here she is saying it is a Karmadhare, which means Raja cha asau Rishi. He is a Raja and a Rishi. So he's, once you say Rishi, then you have given up your Raja Dharma, but he hasn't. He's a Raja, he's a Rishi as well. So it is called Rajarshihi. Raja chaso Rishischeti Karmadharaya. Ataeva Rishu Kritsnordhva Kritsna Madhya Kritsnadho Rupeshu Lokeshu Vishrutaha Khyataha. So Trishu Lokeshu Vishrutaha, what are those? Kritsna Urdhva, Kritsna Madhya, Kritsna Adho, Rupeshu Lokeshu. Of all the three ones, lokas above, lokas at the lateral level, the planar level, and the lokas below it. So in all those three words, Vishrutaha. He is a popular person. He is well-known person. Khyataha. Balavan nihata mitro.
Balavan nihatanyitro.
Nihata mitro. Balavan nihata mitro.
Balavan nihatamitro.
Mitravan vijitendriyah.
Mitravan vijitendriyah.
Dhanaischa sangrahaischaanyaihi.
Ganescha sangraheschanyai.
Dhanaischa sangrahaischaanyaihi.
Danaischa sangraheschanyai. Daneschai sangraheschanyai.
Chakravaishravanopama.
Chakravaishravanopamaha. Chakravaishravanopamaha.
Very good, very good. So Balavan Nihata Mitro Mitravan Vijitendriya Dhanaischa Sangraheschanyaihi Shakra Vaishravanopamaha. Upamaha, Upamalankara, we all hear, right? Upamaha means similar to. Similar to who? Shakra and Vaishravana. Kuberaya Vaishravanaya Mahadevaya Namaha. We say, right? In the Mantra Pushpam. Rajadhirajaya Satya Sahine. Of all of those Rajas and all we say. So Kuberaya Vaishravanaya. Vaishravana is Kubera, another name of Kubera. So the one who is the richest, or the god of the richest, god of the wealth. And Shakra. Shakra is Indra. Indra is the head of all the gods. So he was similar to Indra in the ruling political state head capacity, and he was similar to Kubera in the treasury capacity. How? No, first half tells that. The first 1/3, 2/3 tells that. Balavan, because he's a strong person. Balavan. Dasharatha, when we see most of the movies, right, or you'll see him as like this old, with the beard and bent and all. He could be like that when he was probably 60,000 years old, but he was Balavan when he was ruling. As long as he was ruling, till he made up his mind to now make Rama his successor. Till that point of time, Dasharatha was a strongest person in the three worlds. In fact, there are several instances, as we know, we'll see later, when he goes to help Indra wage wars against Rakshasas, right, to expand or to keep up the Swargaloka with Indra. He goes and wins for them. So he is such a strong person. So Balavan. And how is it qualified? Nihata Mitraha. Mitravan Vijitendra. Mitravan. So there are two qualifiers. Nihata Amitraha. Nihata means Hata. Nihataha. Eradicated. Of who? Of Amitraha. Nihata Amitraha. It is a Savarnadirgha Sandhi. Nihata plus Amitraha. Nihata Amitraha. Amitraha is non-friends. Who are non-friends? Your foes, enemies. So there are, all enemies are, all enemies are gotten rid of. So Nihata Mitraha and Mitravan. And he has a lot of friends, allies, supporters. So that is Mitravan. So being Mitravan and Nihata Mitraha, he is Balavan. His strength is not only his own physical strength, but by removing the weakness, weak people, and weak as in incorrectly strong. Incorrectly, by removing the incorrectly strong people and taking support of all the strong people, his strength is, multifold. That is Balavan. So Balavan, Nihata Mitro, Mitravan, Vijitendriyaha. See, why does anyone become Mitravan? How do you win friends? Dale Carnegie will write his book, of course, How to Win Friends. most of the principles there also will seem like, yes, they come from what we teach only. But just they don't quote them, they don't, what do you call it? They don't attribute the source. But otherwise, most of those qualities come from our Upanishad teachings, our Vedic teachings only. So how do they come? Vijitendriya, one who has conquered his indriyas, which means one who has conquered his temptations. What is, see, indriyas, as long as they are doing their regular purpose of showing you the sights, of giving you letting you hear the sounds, of let you breathe the smell, of let you feel the taste, of let you feel the touch, then it is fine. But then there is manas, who is interpreting or who is processing these inputs and making, what do you call, and making biased focus on certain inputs, ignoring some, is the problem. You understood what I said? It is showing you sight, vision, but sometimes we want to see something more and not the other one. Not knowing what to see, what is important, what is correct versus what is wrong, what is incorrect. That is where manas gets disturbed. So, conquering that, which means what are your priorities, what is right, what is wrong, and accordingly focusing these sensory organs only to work on those areas which are correct and of top priority. That's all. For such a person, everybody will be their friends, meaning every other good friend. Of course, envious people will try to become their competitors and, try to face challenges or pose challenges. But generally, for us, all good people, they will be friend winners. So, Vijitendriyaha is how you become Mitravan. And then, Dhanaischa Anyaischa Sangrahaihi. By collecting contributions of the wealth, by collecting the partaken contributions of the wealth. That means people are giving by their own self. Dhanaischa anyaihi sangrahaihi, by other contributions as well. Okay, here I am giving my time every weekend, to, let's say, to do some supervision of these areas. Voluntary works, volunteers and treasury contributions. Dhanaischa anyaihi sangrahaischa Shakra Vaishravana Upamaha. Now we know why he has given the simile of Shakra and Vaishravana. He has the strength and support from volunteers, from friends, and getting rid of foes. And with the collection of the wealth, or with the contributions of wealth from everyone, and in fact around the world, he is like Vaishravana also. So Shakra Vaishravana Upamaha. Let's continue. Anyone else want to say? Anyone else want to repeat? Let us try. Just don't hesitate. Whoever jumps first jumps. Yatha Manur Mahateja.
Yatha Manur Mahateja.
Lokasya Parirakshita.
Lokasya Parirakshita.
Tatha Dasharatho Raja.
Tatha Dashratho Raja.
Vasan Jagadapalayat.
Vasang Jagadpalayat.
Vasan Jagadapalayat.
Vasang Jagadapalayat.
Super. So we saw right in the first thing he said, Vasan Tasyam Vasan Jagat Apalayat. That is where we started. And Saki Drushaha is all these qualities that we have been seeing. So that Tasyam Jagan Vasan Jagat Apalayat. Vasan living, by living there. Jagat, entire world. Apalayat, he ruled in the past tense. How? Yatha Manuhu, just as Manuhu, the first Manu, the first human, Manu, just like Manu ruled as the first one, that was the best ever rule, as they say, right? So just as he, yatha Manuhu Mahatejaha Lokasya Parirakshita. See, this is the difference. When we use always Dharmasya Parirakshita, Lokasya Parirakshita. See how Valmiki always refers them. He doesn't refer them as ruler. He ruled, but he is as a Parirakshita, as a protector of Lokasya, of the entire world. Lokasya Parirakshita. How? Mahateja, with his Teja. Teja we already read as Parakrama. With his Parakrama, he is able to protect the world, and hence, Yatha Manuhu, Tatha Dasharatha, Raja Dasharatha, Vasan, where Kutra Vasan, Sasyam Puryam, the first shloka, first of 2 words. In that Puri, living in that Puri of Ayodhya, Jagat Apalayat, he ruled the whole world. That's how we are concluding the 4 shlokas as one shloka chatashtayam ekanvayam. He said, right, in the first shlokas bhashya. Now somebody else. Let's have everyone, repeat. That's all. That is the idea. Anybody, I will say and just jump. Don't wait. Tena satya sandhena.
Tena satyabhisandena.
Trivargamanutishthata.
Trivargamanutishthata.
Palita sa puri sreshtha.
Palita sa puri sreshtha.
Indreneva.
Indrenevamaravati.
Super. Atyuttama Ucharanji. Mahaprana, you are pronouncing very well. Very good. So, Tena Satyabhisandena Trivargam Anutisthita. Trivargam, Vargatrayam we say, right? There are actually 4, but Trivargam we say. Trivargam is Brahmachari, Grihastha, sorry, Vanavas, sorry, not them. Trivargaha are other than sannyasi. What are those 3? So, Brahmachari, Grihastha,
Vanapastha.
Correct. Or in these 4 Chatusha, Purushartha also, right? Dharma, Artha, Kama, these 3. Because moksha is an individual thing. Nobody can control that, or nobody can help it also, other than a guru, we say. So Trivarga here is the Dharma, Artha, Kama. He is enabling those 3 pursuits. He is enforcing those 3 pursuits. Trivargam Anutishtata. People are able to do their anushtanas. Anushtanam is practicing your respective duties of that ashrama, of that varna. So that is what is Trivargam Anutishtata. How? Tena Satyabhisandena, because he is a Satyabhisandha. Sandha, one who holds of what? Satya. Satyabhisandham, truth, reality, not even truth. Truth is a wrong English word. Reality is our word. Sticking to reality, by making sure that everybody, by sticking to reality, he is ensuring that everybody is able to follow as required, as prescribed, as expected. That is, those 3 together it says Anutishtata. As required, as prescribed, and as expected. That everybody is following their principles. He is enforcing that with his stance to reality. Tena Satyabhisandhena Trivargam Anutishtata. And with that Palita Puri Sreshtha, that Puri of Ayodhya is ruled. Sa Puri Palita Sreshtha. Sa Sreshtha Puri Palita. That grand city was being ruled by him. How? Indrena Amaravati Iva. Iva is like. Like Amaravati ruled by Indra, so also Ayodhya is ruled by Dasharatha. Again, when we say Ayodhya, don't worry, it is Kosala, because sometimes he even says Jagadapalayat. Right? So don't worry. I think last time or before that we had this doubt. Is Kosala, is Ayodhya only talked about? No. Sometimes you say Ayodhya, sometimes you say Kosala, sometimes he says Jagadapalayat. Right? So he's ruling the whole world also. But the point is, because his base is in Ayodhya, Ayodhya is being referred here more often. So yatha Indrena Amaravati Palita tatha sa Sreshtha Puri tena Satyabhisandena Palita. And what kind of a Puri? Trivargamanutishthita. Everybody in that city were practitioners as expected, as required, as prescribed by Dharma. So, if a city, what should we call it? If we have to make a Trivargamanutishthita, in English, if you have to make a samasa, Dharma Kamartha or Trivarga practice, Trivarga practitioners city. Trivarga practitioners city is Trivarga Manutishthata, Ayodhya. So he is ruling a city which has practitioners of the Trivargas. Trivarga Manutishthata. Okay. Let's continue to the next shloka. Any questions or comments so far? Pragya.
Never mind.
Why Amma controlled you? Amma stopped you? No. Okay.
He gave me the answer.
Okay. Anybody else also can now repeat. Tasmin puravare hrishta.
Tasmin puravare hrishta.
Dharmatmano bahushrutah.
Dharmatmano bahushrutah.
Narastushta dhanai svai svair.
Narastushta dhanai svai svai.
Alubdha satyavadinah.
Alubdha satyavadinah.
So if you see in the previous slide, we said the caption was narration of greatness of Dasharatha Maharaja. From this sloka onwards, now is describing the glory of the Ayodhya citizens, glory or the greatness of the citizens. Here onwards, citizens are being described because Yatha Raja
Tatha Praja.
Tatha Praja. Right? Yatha Raja Tatha Praja. So now it is being justified, or it is being substantiated that not because he is like Indra and so great, and so his citizens are also like Amaras, like gods. So Tasmin Puravare, in that Puravare, Varapure, that means in that great, grand city, Tasmin Puravare. Now, Shrishtaha, Hru, Shtha, Tishtati. See, the word itself, Sanskritam is unfortunately, not unfortunately, but I'm explaining all this in English, but ideally we should be enjoying this in Sanskritam itself, because only then will you realize, only then will you be drinking the juice of it. Otherwise, we are also eating some pulp and pulp and also you should be eating, but otherwise, no. Otherwise, you are eating, what is it called? Not from concentrate, 100% fresh juice. And then you read ingredients, everything is a chemical thing there only. This by ricin, that potassium, bisulfate, blah, 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 blah. There is no real juice at all. But it will not from concentrate, 100% fresh juice. I mean, I used to think, how is this oxymoron? If it is 100% juice and not from concentrate, How do ingredients have so many chemicals in it? Anyway, right? So talking and explaining this in English is like not from concentrate, 100% fresh juice. So Hrishta, Hridi Tishtaha Hrishta. If one is able to be in his heart, be with his heart, like they say, at home, feeling at home, right? Likewise, what is your home here? Your heart is your home. If you are able to be in your heart, in yourself, then you are called happy. Unfortunately, today our culture is being happy means yay, right? Doing all these crazy things, crazy faces. We think that is happy. That is because we are not able to stay here. We don't know where we have to be, so we are trying to be outside somewhere, please others and all, right? But one who is able to be with himself, in himself, and that is what even it is said in Bhagavad Gita, right? Atmanyeva atmana tushtaha chita prajna tadochyate. Atmani atmana eva. Within himself, with himself. If he is able to, then he is chita prajna. Then he is called Hrishtaha. Stha, tha, graha, stha. What does that mean? One who is staying in gruha is grahastha. Vanaprastha. Tha, pra is a prakrishtena stha, but vanastha. Vane or vanam, vane, one who is living is vanastha. Likewise, hridi, shtha, hrishtaha. Beautiful word, right? So Hrishta is one who is able to be in himself and with himself. Now, Vikramji.
Bobaji, very happy to listen to that translation. Thank you. Hrishta has very, very, it's very hard to explain. But yes.
Yeah. If you just say happy, what does happy mean? Yeah. If you just say happy, what does happy mean? Then you'll have to explain so many more. If you do this, you're happy. If you do this, happy. If you do this, happy. And it can be uncountable. So best definition given in our term, in our culture is Hridi Chitaha Hrishtaha. So Tasmin Puravare Sarve Hrishtaha. All are within themselves. They have nowhere to go. And though they don't need to go, sorry, not nowhere to go. They don't need to seek outside. They're always happy inside. They're blessed. They're happy. Shrishtaha. Dharmatmanaha. So Atmanaha meaning embodiments of what? Of Dharma. So everybody is a Dharmatmanaha. Why? Simple. Right? And I will keep saying it for several other shlokas. We'll always tag that. Yatha Raja.
Tatha Praja.
Tatha Praja. Because Raja is a Rajarshi, Maharshi Kalpaha, Satya Sandaha, and all those. And so Prajaha are obviously Dharmatmanaha. Dharmatmanaha and Bahushrutaha. No, people are Bahushrutaha, meaning well read. That means those who have read Vedas are called Shrutaha. Shrauti, there is a last name, Samavediyaha. Take the last name as Shrauti. So Shrutaha, Bahushrutaha is well read, one who have read all the Vedaha. Then Naraha, so all the people there are Naraha. Tushtaha. Tushtaha, again, it is also Shta, it is also a Sthitaha, a state where you are living in. Toshe Tishtaha, Tushtaha. Tosha is Santosha, happiness. One who is in that stable state of being happy. So Hrishtaha, then you will naturally become Tushtaha. Tushta, Hrishtaha, Tushtaha, Naraha, Tasmin Puravare, Dharmatmanaha, Bahushrutaha. You can also take it that way. Those who are able, those who are in that city, those who are Hrishtaha, in their, with themselves, in themselves, and so Tushtaha, very happy people, not happy, meaning the people at bliss, people in bliss. And so they are dharmatmanaha bahushruta. They have never any temptations for adharma, or they never have any situations to violate dharma, and continuous pursuance of knowledge. So bahusvedaha bahushruta. And so what happens? Dhanaihi, swaihi dhanaihi, of their own wealth, of their own incomes, of their own savings. Swaihi dhanaihi. This is the tritiya vachanam. So of their own, by their own savings and by their own income, by their own wealth, alubdha. Lubdha, greedy. Alubdha, no greedy. I mean, is there a word for non-greeders? Non-greedy, is there anything like that in English? A greedy, non-greedy. Hey, agree. Greed, agreed. I'm trying to make fun of.
Agreed, Bhogaji.
But enjoy. Huh?
Agreed, Bhogaji. Very definition.
Greed, agreed. No, greed is agreed. No, kidding. So, swaihi dhanaihi alubdha. Alubdha meaning no lubdha. One who is not lubdha is alubdha. Lubdha is, in fact, if you see lubdha word also, one who feels lopa of dhana is lubdha. One who constantly feels, I don't have, I am lacking, is lubdha. Lopasya vishaya yasya dhanam. One whose wealth or one whose strength is constant feeling of I lack. I'm in lack. I don't have this. I lack money. Oh, I lack that much money as he has. Oh, I lack that. Then he sees another fellow again. Oh, I lack that building that he has. He sees another fellow who has another car. Oh, I lack that car. So somebody who is constantly thinking I lack is lubdha. And so their tendency will be to keep grabbing that. If you attain it, that is good. But lubdha is a grabber, right? He tries to grab that, snatcher. Why? Because he feels that lopa bhavam asti, so he's a lubdha. And so, but these are alubdhaha. So they never, why? Because they're frishtaha, they are within themselves. They're always happy. Hey, I don't need it. Oh, he might have it. Very good. That's okay. I have something else that I am good at. And let me use what I have. So they are alubdhaha. Right? If you are not within yourself, if you are constantly outside, then this lopa bhava can arise because you are looking outside constantly, not realizing what is inside. And they are satyavadina, always truth, or not truth, reality seekers, satyavadina, or reality professors, one who profess reality. That's what satyavadina. Somebody else? Nalpa sannichaya kaschit.
Yes. Kaschit.
Nalpa sannichaya kaschit.
Nalpasannichayas kaschit.
Asit tasmin purottame.
Asit tasmin purottame.
Kutumbiyo hyasidhar.
Kutumbiyasidhar.
Dharto. Kutumbiyo hyasidharto.
Kutumbiyo hyasidharto.
Agavashvadhanadhanyavan.
Agavashvadhanadhanyavan.
I think there's a typo here. I should not have typed because there is avagraha here already. Artha gavashvadhanadhanyavan.
Gavashvadhanadhanyavan.
But because we split there, we said So we'll say one more time. Nalpa sannichaya kaschit
Nalpasannichayas kaschid
asit tasmin purottame
आसीत् तस्मिन् पुरोत्तमे
kutumbiyo hyasidharto
कुटुम्बीयो ह्यासीदार्तो
agavashvadhanadhanyavan.
अगवाक्ष्वधनधान्यवान्.
Because we split there, we'll have to say otherwise it will mean somebody. It will mean something else. So now here onwards, several shlokas are only describing, praising the citizens of Ayodhya, of people of Ayodhya. So how are they? Na alpasannichayaha. Sanchay. Have you heard that word? Sanchay in India. Postal department used to have some Sanchay scheme, saving scheme. Sanchaya is saving. Nichaya, Sannichayaha. So Sanchayaha, in between there is another upasarga also put here as Nichayaha. Sannichayaha. Sannichayaha, Nirantara Chayaha. Nirantara Chayanam. Chayanam is selection, essentially. Selection or procuring. So Nirantara Chayanam is Nichayaha. Samyak Nichayaha, Sannichayaha. So continuous procuring, which means everybody has good enough wealth, income, good enough income, so they are able to make good savings, which is developing into wealth. So that whole thing is called Sannichayaha. Alpa Sannichayaha, less abundant savings. Na Alpa Sannichayaha, there is no one who is with less savings and less treasury or less wealth. Everybody was abundantly rich. Shri Samskritam, Chayaha, Nirantara Chayaha, Nichayaha, Samyak Nirantara Chayaha, Nichayaha, Alpa Sannichayaha, Na Alpa Sannichayaha. So nobody, so it also, see the way these words are put. You can as well say Dhanadhanyavan, he said, right? Already said Dhanadhanyavan towards the end. But he is also putting another qualifier. He's saying, Na Alpa Sannichayaha. If you say just Dhanyavan, how do you enumerate it? How do you qualify that? So he's qualifying it by saying, nobody feels Alpa Sannichayaha. I don't feel I'm short of income, I'm short of savings, I'm short of wealth. So if anyone feels short, then he's Alpa Sannichayaha. He says, yeah, see, I'm not doing well. I don't have enough savings. Oh, I need to plan for my 401. Have you planned for your retirement? Nobody has those worries. Then he is Analpa Sannichayaha or Na Alpa Sannichayaha. So his point is about nobody feels short of it. Nobody feels lack of it. Which means you are a happy, everybody is at a spiritual state. Yes, we all need material wealth and all, but we are not worried about it. We pursue it, but we are not worried about it. We are not chasing it. We procure it. We don't chase it. Chasing is you are running behind it, right? But if you are procuring, that means it is coming towards you. Right? So that is na alpa sannichayaha kaschit. Not even one. Nobody. Nobody is alpa sannichayaha. Asit. Nobody existed who is of shortage of wealth or shortage of income or shortage of savings. Nalpa sannichayaha kaschit asit tasmin purottame. See, Valmiki is so happy of that pura. Once he says puravare in the shloka. Tasmin puravare in the previous shloka. Now, tasmin purottame, in that uttama puri, there is never nobody who is short of savings or who is not having enough savings and all. Kutumbi yaha asit artaha. Kutumbi yahasid artaha dhartaha. Asiddhartaha. कुटुम्बी यः asiddhartha nasit means artha wealth. Siddha artha, one who has attained wealth is siddhartha. In fact, that name siddhartha means one who has attained the artha. Artha sadhayati, so artham siddham abhavat, one who has it ready wealth. A ready-made wealthy guy is called Siddhartha. Artha as in, you can take it in any meaning, but Artha as in material meaning, as we know. Here especially it is about material meaning. So, Siddha Artha, people who have wealth that is attained, that is procured. Asiddhartha, one who have not attained the wealth. Kutumbiyo hya asartha, asiddhartha. There were none who did not have attained wealth there. Previously, na alpa sannichayaha, one who don't have, or they did, people those who don't have less savings, and people those who have not attained the wealth. Agavaha, ashva, dhanadhanyavan. Is the qualifier there, means na. People, those who do not have, there are no people who do not have gavaha, horses.
House. Go.
No, Gau is
bull. Cows.
Bull or cows. Yeah. Ox or cow. Gavaha. Gau shabda. So, agavaha, ashva, without horses, dhanadhanyavan, with wealth, with food grains, with food. So there were no people who did not have continuous supply of, who have not achieved wealth, who do not have less savings and less savings. Those who do not have cows, those who do not have horses, those who do not have dhanam, which is money, and those who do not have dhanyam, dhanavadhanyavan, those who do not have dhanyam is food. So there were no people, that means everybody were happy, economically stable. Everybody had credit cards, no unpaid balances. Everybody had homes. Everybody had one fridge full of items in the kitchen, another fridge full of items again in the garage, another fridge probably in the second floor, so full, and pantry full of all grains, flours, etc. So that is what essentially it means. Everybody was happy. Kami vana, now somebody else say, Kami vana kadaryo va.
Kami vana kadaryo va.
Nrushamsah purushah kvachit.
Nrushamsah purushah krachit.
You'll have to pronounce this slightly. Nrushamsah purushah kvachit. Visarga is taking two different pronunciations based on the following consonant. In the Nrushamsah, after that it is pa, so it becomes uff. After purushah, it is ka, it becomes ah. Visarjaniya. So, Nrushamsah purushah kvachit.
Nrushamsah purushah krachit.
Drashtum shakyam ayodhyayam.
Drashtum shakyam ayodhyayam.
Na vidvan na chanastikah.
Na vidvan na chanastikah.
So, drashtum shakyam, in order to see, kamiva, kardayova, nrushamsahava, purushah kachite, ayodhyayam, avidvan, na cha nastikah, drashtum shakyam. That is what this line is saying. So, Kami. Kami is Kamavashaha Purushaha, one who is always indulger. Indulger, essentially. Indulging into so many things or wanting. A desirous fellow. Desirous fellow. So Kami, desirous fellows. Kardayaha. Kardayaha is Lobha Hetukatmadi Pidakascha. So Kami is only a desiring fellow. He desires it. But Kardayaha are those who are Kardi. Kardi is the word. Plural is Kardayaha. Kardis are those Lobha Hetukatmadi Pidakascha. They are Pidakaha. They, what do you say? They're troublemakers. Why? Because of Lobha Hetukam. Lobha Hetukatmadi Pidana. So they are troublemakers because of their Lobha and all other problems. So Kami, within there are no desiring fellows, and nor the next level extreme guys. Because of their Kama, they are going and disturbing others. Kardayaha. Kami va na Kardayaha va Nrishamsaha. Nrishamsaha are sadists, or they're next level of troublemakers. Those who go and violently hurt others in order to take away. They are Nrishamsaha. When used for a king, Nrishamsaha, one who is administering or restraining Naraha is Nrishamsaha. There it is given as an adjective for a strong ruler. But for ordinary man, if we say Nrishamsaha, then it is about the troublemakers, violent troublemakers. Nrishamsaha, then Nrishamsaha Purushaha. There are no two people who are Kami, Kardayaha, Nrishamsaha, and Avidwan. Na Avidwan, Na Vidwan. Again, Savarna there presently, right? Na Avidwan, Na Vidwan. So there are no Avidwans. That means everybody is a Vidwan. Vidwan means everybody who has knowledge, knowledgeable people, or knowledgeable people. That means all are educated people. Na Vidwan, na cha Nastikaha. Most important thing. There were no Nastikaha. Nastikaha means two meanings. The literal meaning is Asti, exists. Na Asti, doesn't exist.
Yes.
One who thinks it doesn't exist is a Nastika. What doesn't exist is the question there. What is it that is talking about that he thinks doesn't exist? That means he himself doesn't know. So he's an Nastika. Anyway, that is one definition that we, as we know, we typically call a theist. But a theist is a wrong word, because a theist is one who is not into theology. What is theology? Theology is about, when we say theology term, it is about this specific textbooks. Right? Is Bhagavad Gita part of theology?
No.
Go and ask anyone. They don't accept. No. Bhagavad Gita is not part of theology. If you take theology course, our Pracharak Raghavji, he has taken theology course in Kenesa University. It is only Bible, Old Testament, New Testament, the Genesis, all of these books only. There is no Bhagavad Gita. He mentioned it. Why don't we have Bhagavad Gita there? No, that's not part of theology. So, a theist is a wrong word there. Here, for us, one non-believer in existence is Nastikaha, literal meaning. Non-believer in existence. Existence of what? Then is the question. That is how you can intellectually, if he's an intellectual Nastika, we can guide him. Of what? What are you thinking of non-existence? God. Oh, who is that? Then we'll get into that argument. Anyway. But the main definition given by all our Rishi, all our Acharyas, is Nastiko Vedanindakaha. One who is condemning, or one who is blaming, or one who is against Veda, Vedanindakaha Nastikaha. That is the definition given. So, as normal Hindus, for us, the definition of Nastika is not even about, Nastika as an atheist or what. If he is vituperating, vilifying, calling bad names, non-believing Veda, is Vedanan. Nastiko Vedanindakaha is the vakyam of Acharyas. So, now what is Veda? Then again you can get into that question, and then you will come to that, hey, simple knowledge. What knowledge? Are you at kindergarten knowledge versus are you at postdoctoral fellowship knowledge? Essentially about knowledge. That means of reality, of truth, of everything, of existence, of everything. Right? Of everything that is existing, visible or non-visible, invisible, either ways, of feelable or not feelable, etc. Anyway, all of that. Just to give clarity for us when we talk outside, right? All of us know this, but I'm just presenting a theory of how to present these terms to outside people who are not yet exposed to our level of thinking. These terms like these. What is Nastika? What is Veda? What is, all of these terms. So, Drashtum Ashakyam. In order to see Ashakyam, not possible. Impossible to see an uneducated fellow, a fellow who doesn't believe in existence or who doesn't believe Vedas, or a desirous fellow, or a troublemaker because he's not able to fulfill his desires, or an extreme violent fellow in that city. So, Kami va nakadaryo va Nrishamsah Purushah Kvachit Drashtum Shakyam Ayodhyayam Na Vidvan Nacha Nastikaha. Na Vidvan Nacha Nastikaha. That is the next shloka. 3 more minutes. Let us see if we can do one more shloka. I'm going very slower this time again. I thought we will try to complete this sarga. Somehow I'm going slow. If you feel I'm going slow, sometimes, say, carry on. We know it. Just say that. Then I will know and continue. Faster probably. Sarve narascha naryascha. But I thought this is important because we have to understand these concepts. What is a happy state? What is a happy country? What is an ideal country? What is an ideal type of citizens? We should know these. Just a word called happy, and that is what I say every time, right? Happy birthday, what does it mean? What does happy mean? Qualify it. So we say, Santanotate Sarvada Madam Bhavashatayushi. How Ishvara Sada Tvancha Rakshatu. Then what? Punya Karmana Kirti Marjaya. And so what happens? Jivanam Tava Bhavata Sarthatam. Now you have given more meaningful greeting. Right? Likewise, just a word called happy country or rich country, economically stable country doesn't mean much. So we should know these qualifiers. This is in a way an academic study also. It is not only a spiritual or a religious text that we are reading, or a historical text, or even a story, if you take it that way also, that we are reading. But we are reading it, it is presented academically. What is a happy state? Who is a good ruler? Can you qualify? Can you give me 5 definitions of who is a good ruler? We want the best president. How should he be? Now maybe, so that's why I'm asking you to make these small write-ups. Write small blogs. Let's take this, for example, these 2 questions also. Who should be my best president? Not who, call it, who qualifies to be my president? Just make the title. Who qualifies to be my president? And make a write-up. List the qualities. These are the kinds of qualities we want in our president. And then we can say, hey, who is campaigning? Who has a manifesto qualifying this? Right? Make a write-up. So what did we say? Who qualifies to be my president? Did they say that as the title or something like that? If one of you can later if you make a better, smaller line for that title, you can write in the WhatsApp group also. Then, how should be ideal citizens or good citizens? Let us say is another blog. Who are the good citizens? List the qualities. At least first put bullets or numerous listed items. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then if you can start qualifying, substantiating, defining, etc. of each of those qualities. If we write these notes, then this becomes a swadhyaya, because when Chiranji and Suprabhaji started this was a swadhyaya session. Swadhyaya means what? We study, it's a group study, we study together, we learn, and we make some notes, and there is some documentation out of it, right? So also, to make this a more meaningful, more useful session, I think we should write these blogs as and when such topics come. So good, Chiranji wrote, how is an ideal city? And now we are asking for 2 more write-ups. One you can write up this week itself because we have already completed. My ideal president, or qualities of my ideal president, or something like that. And then for the following week after that, ideal citizens is the topic. Chiranji, kindly note these topics and put them in the WhatsApp group so that we have at least what all documents to write, compose, and compile. Yes, Chiranji?
I'll post. Yeah, I'll post.
Yeah, good. So Sarve Narascha Naryascha Dharmashilas. Oh, did we read this? We didn't, but it is 8:32, so I'll just read it and stop here. Sarve Narascha Naryascha Dharmashilas Yataha Udita Shila Vrittabhyam Maharshaya Ivamalaha. Amalaha is the word there. Mala, Amalaha. Amala is a name we take. What do you mean? Oh, it means name of Lakshmi, they say. Array, yes, it is a quality of Lakshmi, but what does it mean? Mala. Okay, whatever. Next time we will take it. Okay, we'll complete with Shanti Mantra, so that session is over. Then Chiranji and Prajna will read their write-ups on Ayodhya city.
2 months already?
Okay. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashantu, ma kaschit dukkha bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti.
होगा महोदय, एक प्रश्नम् इच्छामि। अस्य संस्कृतभाष्यकारः कः? इदं दर्शितः संस्कृतभाष्यम् अस्ति, तस्य लेखकः कः, भाष्यकारः कः?
त्रीणां भाष्यानि अहं चित्वा कदाचित् लिखामि। एकः अस्ति शिरोमणि इति, द्वितीयः अस्ति भूषणम् इति, तृतीयं तिलकभाष्यम् इति। तिलकभाष्यम् इति गोविन्दराजवर्यस्य, शिरोमणि इति राघवेन्द्राचार्यस्य, भूषणम् अहं लिखामि। एवं त्रीणां भाष्याणां संचयनम् अथवा संकलनं कृत्वा अत्र अहं स्थापयामि, लिखामि।
अतीव सम्यक् अस्ति, किन्तु पुनरेकवारं द्रष्टुम् इच्छामि, एतदर्थम् अहं पृच्छामि।
आम्, भवते प्रेषयिष्यामि।
अस्तु, धन्यवादः।
अस्तु, Chiranji or Prajna, who wants to read first? Chiranji will give Prajna first a chance.
Yes, I was going to say that.
Bala first.
Okay.
We are still recording. Okay, Prajna, go ahead. Do you want to share? Is it a write-up that you want to share here, Prajna?
I mean, kind of. I don't know.
No, if you have a photo or an image of your write-up, Send it. I will, share it here.
I can take it right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that on record, we can see you're right up there. Let me open WhatsApp here.
Description of Ayodhya by Sri Pragna. Many kings ruled these vast lands from the starting of Manu. One of these dynasties was the Suryavamsham. It was in the Kosala kingdom that it emerged. The capital of Kosala Desam was a city named Ayodhya. In that sophisticated city lived the great king of this vast empire, Dasharatha. This city of Ayodhya was very pleasing and beautiful. The whole city of Ayodhya was about 100 miles in length and 24 miles in breadth. There were separate roads for the king and the people. Both sides were neatly aligned with rows of trees. That the trees bear flowers, and those flowers would scroll down. The plants that decorated the capital either grew fruit or flowers, and every street would have shops that were close to each other. Above these shops, a few families will happily be living. In Ayodhya, you can imagine that not only the environment, but also the people there are very dharmic and virtuous. They never had any lobha for money. They would be satisfied. They would be satisfied and content with their life. Dasharatha too was a very excellent ruler. If we could ever go back to time and visit Uttar Pradesh, we should definitely see Ayodhya. For me and everybody, it will be like seeing Swarga. Dasharatha was as great a ruler as Indra, and his people, Swarga-wise, would be seen as rishis, munis, and other devatas. They are considered this because of their excellence and how they would represent the correct definition of humanity. This great land of Kosala, this vast city of Ayodhya, Dasharatha as a fit ruler and the best of best people. It is definitely worth, maybe even required, to imagine such a great place.
Uttamam. Very good, very good. Good
Dhanyavad.
write-up, Sonia.
So,
Chiranjeev, where did you send? You sent it by email, right, to me, or?
I just kind of looked it up from the Ramayan thing. Unlike Pradnya, who has done almost like a bhashya on that, I'm just describing that as it was present. So, great job, Pradnya, first of all, because you, like I said, you wrote really something that was beyond the text. So that is great. Okay, so here is mine. The prosperous and bountiful Janapada, or country of Kosala, was situated on the banks of Sharayu. Its citizens were happy and content. In Kosala, the city of Ayodhya was the most famous. It was built by none other than Manu himself. About 100 miles in length and 25 miles in width, this beautiful city was well connected by highways. City was encircled by strong fortifications and a deep moat. Its walls were guarded through tall and well-placed towers that contained hundreds of missiles. It was impossible for an enemy to conquer it, and hence its name was very apt. The only way to enter was through the arched gates with solid heavy wooden doors. Once inside, one could see well laid out local markets filled with all sorts of artifacts, including weapons and instruments, all created by local artisans. Everywhere there were plenty of horses, elephants, cattle, camels, and mutes around. The main streets and boulevards, which were kept clean and clear with regularly sprinkling of water, were always shaded by the roadside trees with beautiful blossoms. There were gardens and groves lined with tall and beautiful sal trees. Suburbs had a happening art scene with dancers and actors vying for citizens' attention. Bards and historians continually praised the lineage of its past and present kings, prosperous kings. Sounds of various instruments such as Dundubi, Panava, Mridanga, Veena, etc. continuously echoed through the city. The downtown had embassies and consulates of many countries dotted where tributary kings would stay actually when they came to pay obeisance to the king. Its mountains were full of gems, and those gems adorned the glitzy palaces and mansions of the downtown. It looked like Amravati, the capital of Swarga. Actually, I was going to say it looked like Manhattan, but anyway, as if constructed through aerial supervision, the houses were neatly arranged and lined. This was a well-planned section of the city. The huge and multi-storied houses, shaped like Ashtapada Games board, were glamorous and shiny, inhabited by jewel-adorned men and women. These high society crowd had their vimanas to take them to places. The main section was jam-packed with houses where farms were rich in grains and water was sweet. People were dharmic, virtuous, generous, and noble. In character, they were almost equal to rishis and maharshis. Thousands of warriors, known as Maharathas, skilled and sharp archers, who would not hurt the poor and defenseless, would ensure the safety of the dwellers by killing wild animals that troubled the citizens. Such was the city that King Dasharatha ruled upon. He equaled Indra of Swarga in grandeur. That's it. Thank you.
Very good, very good. So I think what we should do is, it's just occurring to me because we now have this idea of producing several documents as we study Ramayanam more and more, right? I'm wondering, should we create one, just like we have our Ramayanam as a YouTube channel, where it is for videos, should we also have one Facebook, Instagram handle where we will post these? Like Prajna's document now, Shivanji's document. If required, beautify it. And Sidhu is showing his truck. No, not Sidhu. What's his name, Prajna? Sidhu, right?
My full name is Sri Sai Prajna.
No, I asked. Anyway, what's your brother's name? I asked. He's showing something.
Vibhu, okay.
Vibhav is showing something.
Vibhav.
Sri
Sorry.
Vibhav.
I thought Sidhu. Vibhav. Okay. Yeah. So let's create. What do you say? Will it be useful? Will it help more people? That hey, here is a study group which is not only just chanting or reading, but are studying and are producing some works, some academic works, literary works, documentation out of it. Maybe let us.
Certainly good idea, but I don't think mine was like really scholarly to say that. It is just.
No. It need not be scholarly. All I'm saying is it should set a model of how to study our works.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's okay. I mean, we may not be the Stanford University. That's okay. We are a small shaka.
Yeah.
Small place which is producing some works. Yeah, Vikramji.
Simpler it is easier for the people to assimilate. Scholarly articles nobody reads. No, it goes
Exactly. Scholarly articles nobody reads. Even I don't read. It will be 100 pages and he starts all scholarly work. Yeah, exactly. Nobody reads. This is correct, Vikramji. You are right.
Yeah.
And Srirangji actually he captured so much content and he has put lot of points. I think he even have not missed any. I guess it's actually a good source for people like me. I mean, who never wrote anything actually. So to just to give a startup, that would be like an example.
Now, for someone like me who has missed reading through all the shlokas for the last 1 month or so, this one-page excerpt has really given me entire view of Ayodhya. Srirangji, very well done, and Prajna, very well done. I think these artifacts needs to be preserved, and I agree with you, Bhogaji. I think we need to place it somewhere where we can refer to. In case if we wanted to understand, how Valmiki has narrated the beauty of Ayodhya, the people of Ayodhya, and all those things. For someone who has missed, for someone like me, very good thought, Bhogaji.
Correct. So let's do this. Let's do it this way, Shivanji. Refine them as you like, right? Refine them and make a document, Word doc, or in case of Prajna, it is a picture. but in case of you, it can be a Word doc instead of email, right? Put it in a Word doc. And we already have our Ramayanam email, Gmail, right? From where we have posted our YouTube channel. So with that Gmail, we'll have the Google folder, Google Drive, I mean.
Yep.
Right. So let's upload these documents in the Google Drive, and then create a Facebook handle with the Gmail, an Instagram with the Gmail handle only. So it will be a non-personal, but called Ramayanam study group or whatever. Let us think of a name. Each one suggests the name that of the handle in our WhatsApp group. We'll pick one and create a Facebook and Instagram handle, and we will post the link to these documents. Right, in the write-up, in that post, we will say, here is a write-up by our Balya Pragya, who is a 4th grader. Which grade are you, Pragya?
5th grade.
5th grader, okay, yeah. So 5th grader from Jacksonville, and a link to that document or image in the Google Drive of Ramayana classes Gmail. And let's then keep each one of us, share it in your friends, in your publicize it. Everybody, all your friends will read it. Our families and friends will also read them.